Happy New Year to you, and welcome to this midweek reflection from Holy Saviour Church in Hitchin. I'd like to read to you a little story which I came across some years ago. It's a story about a little girl called Rosaline. And Rosaline grows up in a rather lovely walled garden in the company of lots of other roses who are all red like she is. And Rosaline's told that it's a great privilege to have been born into the Red Rose clan. High standards are expected of her, and she has to obey lots and lots of rules. And one of the rules forbids her ever to attempt to climb over the garden wall. But as Rosaline gets older, she begins to ask herself, I wonder what's there. I wonder what does lie on the other side of the wall. And one day, she is overcome by curiosity. She climbs the wall and she takes a little peep over the other side. And what does she see? She sees another walled garden, very like her walled garden. And in it there are growing lots of other roses, like herself, in everything but colour. Some of them were pink, some were white, and some were yellow. And she was a bit shocked. After all, she had always been told that there was only one rose, the red rose. But then one of the elders of her clan told her, forget all about those flowers on the other side of the wall. They don't belong to our clan. Remember this, the only true rose is a red rose. But try as she might, she couldn't forget them. So then, another day, she climbed this wall again and began to chat with a pink rose from the other side. And her example caught on. And more roses from both sides began to meet and talk across the wall. And slowly there was a great transformation. Having come to acknowledge each other's existence, the roses gradually came to accept their differences. And even though the wall continued to stand between them, they learned to communicate with each other in spite of it. And in time, they came to see themselves as members of one large family, the Rose family, a family of great variety and great beauty. Now, why am I telling you this rather odd little story? Well, this coming Sunday is what we call in the Christian calendar the Feast of the Epiphany. And the Feast of Epiphany is a bit overshadowed in a way by the sort of rather greater feast of Christmas. But it's a shame, because Epiphany is something very, very important. In fact, it's something quite revolutionary, because it's the moment where we understand that Jesus Christ is revealed as the Saviour, not of a select group of people, namely the Jews, but of all the peoples. And so Jesus broke down this barrier that had existed between Jews and Gentiles. In fact, all the barriers of tribe, of kinship, they're all transcended by the great message of Jesus Christ, the universal brother. The Epiphany is a beautiful feast because it brings everyone together. All now share the same inheritance. They are part of the same body. Of course, sadly, it doesn't mean that these barriers have sort of magically just evaporated. Wherever we go today, we see all kinds of divisions among people. We see divisions within families, divisions within communities and between communities, divisions within cities and within and between countries. And the barriers that we have today are of all different kinds: racial barriers, ethnic barriers, social barriers, and of course religious ones too. But what all these divisions are essentially reflections of our separation from God. Epiphany tells us that God sent Jesus into the world to reconcile people with him and with each other. And as people reconcile with God through Jesus, we've been given the ministry of reconciliation. Talking across the fences is really, really important. Christians are called to be agents of love, agents that can bridge all divisions, agents that can heal all wounds. New Year is a time of resolutions. Wouldn't it be a great resolution for all of us Christians in 2025 that the church, not just our church, but all churches, that churches could really be a place where barriers fall down and be a tent where there is room for absolutely everyone. Our hymn for today, We Three Kings of Orient are. And may God's peace go with you in 2025.